Use the data below to answer the following questions. Okay, so we have a class where you have 10% is given for your homework, 15% for your quiz, 25% for projects, and then each exam is given by 15%, 15%, and 20%. Maybe those look familiar to you. Now, when you look at the scores, this is what you've earned in the class. You've got 7 homework scores, 4 quiz scores, 3 project scores, and then 1 score each for the exam. And we're going to do 4 things with this information. We're going to find the average homework score, we're going to find the average quiz score, we're going to find the average project score, and then we're going to find the overall grade. Because when you're using weighted averages, right, when we're using these weights, when we go to find our overall grade, we only can have really one homework grade, because homework altogether is 10%. So that's why we've got to take these homework grades and find the average of that first before we can put it into our overall weighted average problem to find the overall grade. So we're going to do this in step-by-step fashion. So we're going to start with the homework grade. What is the average homework score? Well, as I said, we have 7 of these, and remember, to find the average, you add all of these together. So first we add our 7 numbers, and when you do that, you should get 668. So all of those, I earned a total of 668 points on my homework, and there were 7 of them. So if I take the total points earned and divide it by the 7 homeworks, I have an average of 95.43. And I'm going to go ahead and just round to the nearest hundredth. It wasn't given there on that first page, but that's what I'm going to use for all of my problems. So my average homework score is 95.43. Don't lose that. We're going to need that number again. But we're going to go to quiz scores first. So you'll notice for the quizzes there's only 4 of them, but we still need to find the average. So same process. We're going to add these 4 together. And when I add my 4 quiz scores, I get 255. And again, there are 4 of them, so I need to divide by 4. So my average quiz score, 255 divided by 4, is 63.75. Quite a bit lower than the average homework score. You might notice that. Okay, and again, we're going to need that later. So now let's go to the project. You had 3 projects. So we add those together, and I scored a total of 248 points on my projects, and there were 3 of them. So when I divide by 3, I have an average of 82.67 on my 3 projects. Now that I have a single average for every category, I can go ahead and find my overall course grade. So you'll recall the first one was homework. Well, homework was 10% of your grade, and we earned a 95.43. So to find the number of points we earned for the homework, we're going to multiply those together. So 0.1 times 95.43 means I earned 9.543 points on your homework. And you can do this as one big equation if you want. I'm just going to show you step by step. Next, we look at the quizzes. Quizzes were 15% of your grade, and we earned 63.75. So when I go to do the math, 15% times 63.75 gives me 9.5625. And we don't want to round these last numbers until the very, very end. We want to make sure we are as exact as possible. And so we're going to continue on with all of our sections. So projects are 25% of our grade, and we earned at 82.67 average. So I'm going to take my 0.25, multiply by 82.67, and I'm going to earn 20.6675 points on my projects. That's a lot of points for a project. That is great. Okay, then we have the 3 exams. We have exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. 15%, 15%, and 20%. And we didn't have to find averages for these. They were just given. So you scored a 71 on your first exam, a 60 on your second exam, and a 74 on the last one. So recall, we're going to take that to a decimal, each one to a decimal before we multiply. And the points that we earned on each test, 10.65, 9, and 14.8. So once you have the points for each particular category, we can add them all together. So I've got my homework, plus my quiz, plus my projects, plus exam 1, exam 2, and exam 3. And when you add those all together, you get 74.223, I think. Oh, I think it is 3 at the end. Yep. And I rounded to the nearest hundredth. So I got my final answer to be 74.22 is my overall answer. Now, you could have typed in all of this stuff at the same time. Going back to that, homework times the 10% plus quizzes times 15%. You could have typed all that whole piece in at one time and got your answer. I just wanted to show you kind of step by step how it works. So you might want to try it both ways and kind of see what is most comfortable for you.